Y'all, when we came in today, I was like, Drag Race Italia, right? And they looked at me and they're like, Canada. Canada too.
We're in it. We're definitely not in Italia yet.
Yeah, do you want to restart? I'm so sorry.
No, this is perfect. My name is Jared. We are here with the very overly prepared Jessie.
What can I say? I'm just so prepared.
Your photo went away.
I'm just so No, I had a picture of Eve behind us. But my big phone.
Your very big phone.
My very big phone with 2 monitors went into sleep mode.
Your very big phone with 2 monitors, a keyboard, and a mouse.
Why does that sound like some sort of skit? I have a very big phone with 2 monitors, a keyboard, and a mouse.
They're going to use that in Drag Race 17 this season. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, after my Women's World prediction.
So when we're recording right now, 17 just dropped, and the episode I was editing had our prediction about what the song was going to be. You manifested Women's World. Unfortunately. But it's like quite a good season.
I'm excited to watch it. I still haven't seen the premiere yet.
Yeah.
Mostly because it's on motherfucking MTV. And so watching it is a pain and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And usually I buy the season pass on Apple, but it wasn't available yet.
Yeah.
So I couldn't even buy the pass.
It wasn't anywhere.
I was so confused. Yeah. So I was like, okay, I'll come back to it. I'll circle back. So I'm going to try again next week.
I'm going to cut this. But so that is my secret that got cut. And I will continue to sit on my secret.
Sitting on a secret.
It's a big old thing. That line was crazy.
It hangs to the floor. Didn't she say Larry gagging all the children with my secret?
Gag the children.
No. It was not. You know what I meant. No.
What was Milk's? If you smell it fart, you did it.
If you say your drag is art, it's not.
Oh, that's right.
If you say you didn't fart, you did.
That's what it was.
I'm not joking, kids.
I liked Dorji's. What was it? She's like, "Are you ready to get hot?" Ow!
Hers was fascinating.
Right? I loved that girl group. Can I just say?
I loved that girl group.
I loved Kitty Girls Girl Group. We will reference Chi-Chi until this podcast is run to the ground, I'm certain.
Yeah.
Her and Cynthia. We are back. Not Cynthia Kiss, by the way. We are back in...
But I'm ready to synthesize.
I am ready to synthesize. We're in Canada season 2.
Ooh-ha.
How does it feel to be in Canada again after we had, I feel like not that long of a break from it?
No, but, we've experienced a lot of different things.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm ready to come back to Canada.
Yeah, she's that girl.
I think also Canada really didn't get her flowers until last season. Now everyone's like, oh my God, Canada.
Season 4.
Yeah, after the Melinda Sans.
Oh, yeah.
The Melinda Verga Sans.
I feel like people really do not like Canada 1. I feel like they don't really care for 3, although I loved 3. And a lot of people don't really remember 2 very well.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying is these couple early Canada seasons are so unique.
Yeah.
They are one of a kind confection.
Unique?
Yeah, so that's what you are. Yes.
I agree with that sentiment.
But no, they're very one of a kind seasons. They have the early season energy, which we've talked about when we watch like España 1, etc. Like these still it's like late in the Drag Race timeline.
Yeah.
But it's an early season energy. And
very much
you
so.
must cherish that energy because we don't have this kind of energy anymore in Canada. We still have powerful energy on Canada.
Yeah.
Canada is a one of a kind girl, but
they're self-aware now.
Yeah, see, we're in a different era of cringe, of crazy, of unhinged.
Yes.
And I'm ready.
I'm here for the cringe and the crazy, though. I'm going to be so real. But yeah, let's get into this early season. So we have episode 1, Lost and Fierce. I'm going to be so real. I don't remember much of anything about this. I remember Gia a little bit. Like vaguely from recalling back, not from my most recent watch.
From recall.
From recall. I don't remember
recall.
much about Isis, but I remember loving Cynthia. That's all I remember.
Listen, I'm already a huge Cynthia Doll stan.
Cynthia Doll?
Oh no!
Is this our new problem?
There's too many Cynthias now, but there's not even that many Cynthias. It's just because I think about Cynthia Doll so much.
One of the girls in 17 is literally wearing Cynthia's confessional outfit in their confessional.
Really?
They have the exact same shirt, that like knit black and white. It's the exact same one with the hole on it and everything. Like came that way.
Does she have a backwards hat? Does she look like a little Rugrat child?
No, but she's really cute.
I love that Cynthia Doll brought back There's the Door Bitch.
There's the door bitch.
She really brought that shit back, and I respect her for that. But yeah, Cynthia.
Speaking of references.
Cynthia Erivo.
Oh no. Speaking of references, in 5, Xana referenced AHS.
Oh my God. What did she say? Because
she said we couldn't toast a piece of bread with the heat we were putting on that.
I heard that. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. And then in this most recent episode that just aired, she said, we're putting a drape factory where a drape factory ought to be.
People really reference that challenge.
Yeah.
And because I think it's also gets referenced a lot on, I'm watching Down Under right now. I'm watching Lazy Susan's season.
Oh, okay.
It also gets referenced by them.
Wild.
And I'm like, what is happening?
And that's a horrible challenge. Simone is the only watchable part.
It's just Simone Ye.
Simone Ye. But I mean, she's really the only watchable one. So this season, I feel like is another big jumping point. We talked about this in All-Star 6, that it feels like a jumping point for other ones.
Yeah.
This one is a huge jumping point as well because we had Pythia in Global, right? We had, I think, Suki Doll in Canada 1.
She was in something, and she's also, we just saw her
We
on
just saw
5
her.
Because she's Brooke's dress designer. She's
Right.
Brooke Zaldi.
Right. And then Isis and who was the other one? Kendall were both on Canada.
Kendall. But also, did you say Stephanie?
Oh, what's Stephanie on?
Was
Stephanie in Canada?
You tell me, podcast host. No. Stephanie was on Canada too. She was on something. Come on now. Stephanie Prince.
Yeah. Maybe she was in Canada versus the World 1. Maybe that's what she was in. And I'm getting wires crossed. There's so much Drag Race. There's so much of it. And wasn't one of these Canada? No.
Yeah, she was on Canada 1.
That's right. UK 2 didn't have any Canada girls, the versus the World 1, right? I'm almost positive it didn't.
You know, Canada isn't usually represented very much on the UK, I feel.
Yeah. They just had Lemon and Jimbo, I think, is all they had. But we have...
Suki was not on Versus.
Oh, I thought there were 4 girls.
So you're thinking of Suki, but it's Stephanie.
Oh, they didn't have 4?
New York girls? Sorry.
They had 4 girls in Canada 2, though.
Pythia, Stephanie. Wait, in Canada 2, they're...
Canada versus the World 2. Sorry, there's too many Canada things that I'm referencing at the same time.
Second Canada?
This is my fault.
The second Canada. The second coming of Canada.
Did they only have 3 Canadians? 3 Canadians in Canada versus the World 1? Was it just Stephanie, Isis, and Kendall?
Well, now I'm fact checking.
Because I thought there were 4. Oh, there was. It was Rita.
Rita Baga.
I am so sorry, Suki Doll. I mistook you for Rita Baga. That's a hate crime. You should cancel me. Our first into Canada 2 is Geometric. We're going to move on.
There wasn't any Canada 2 on Versus the World 2. Because it was it was Lemon, Fierce, Tainomi. So it was 1 and 3.
Oh. There wasn't a 4th? Fascinating. Fascinating. Interesting.
Okay, I'm going to stop interrupting you from trying.
No, you're fine because I'm sidetracking us too.
Let's get into it.
Let's zero back into the notes. This is why we do this. And that's why I make notes, because we sidetrack ourselves and I start it usually.
Yeah, and then I just keep going.
I push the snowball and you keep rolling it. Gia's catchphrase is never a bad angle. I thought that was so fun. Because she's geometric. Just an angle.
Yeah. Because I'm stunning. No, okay. People think she's annoying. I freaking love her.
Yeah, she's fun.
She never bothered me. I always thought she was a hoot and a half.
Yeah. I like her so much. We also have in this season Kimora Amor, a deep throat chanteuse, Pythia, a future Global All Stars cast member, Eve 6000, immediately gun swinging, talking about how Gia unfollowed her on Instagram. Already starting drama. And
I loved it.
I'm obsessed. Suki doll, Brooks Zaldino.
Icon in the making.
Beth. Simply
Beth.
Beth. I want to know the Google search when you're like, look up a Beth show, and you just are like,
because you know the lore.
no.
Bethadone.
Oh, like Detox's makeover.
I think. Am I making that up? I think
It
that's
could
why,
be.
I'm pretty sure that's why she had to shorten her name.
I believe you.
If I just search Canada Beth,
You're gonna get 100 Facebook searches that are gonna be
these
like,
AI women that are coming up are crazy. These AI generated white women.
here's Beth Smith from Toronto.
She has a Wikipedia page. Beth, work.
Oh my god, she wrote it herself probably.
No, it's Bethamphetamine.
Beth and what a fun name.
Bethadone. You're right. Bethadone is detox.
Yeah, but ketamine was fine in Down Under. Crystal method was fine, but methamphetamine was not.
This quote fascinates me.
Mm.
My drag name is Bethamphetamine, but we are in an opioid crisis. And I'm always okay with pushing the limits with drag. ... You never want to offend anyone. So hard to forget. Just Beth. It's 4 letters. It's 4 letters.
It's 4 letters.
Like I feel like I missed something.
That feels like a fever dream.
Is the SkyTrain still running? All right. Anyways,
We also have Ocean, Aqua
Aqua
Black.
Black.
She almost slips a handful of times and does actually hurt herself at some point.
but I also love her.
She's such a mess. Can we talk about her ugly shoes? I don't want to dwell on them for too long, but
they
because
are
like
rough.
if you look at them too long, it'll be like Medusa. You'll turn into stone.
They look like hooves. Like went to Vegas. They're like Vegas hooves.
With the fringe.
Also, we kind of skipped over Pythia. I loved her entrance.
Oh yeah.
Let's have a tzatziki.
Yeah, and I'm really excited now to see her again because I remember the first time I was perceiving her. I remember just like
Perceiving the pith.
yeah, not really noticing her at all.
Wow.
Yeah, that was but also there was so much drag and I wasn't really like zeroing in on that as far as content was concerned. It was like really only focused on US Drag Race. So watching a lot of internationals, I wasn't paying too much attention to it. So like this time around, I'm like, damn, she's really doing the thing.
So for me, para mí,
Mm-hmm.
watching this season in real time, I was mostly team Pythia, team Cynthia,
Yeah.
little team Gia, but not really. I just like enjoyed her.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be so real in saying that Isis was not on my radar,
Mm-hmm.
but now I acknowledge that she is Queen Bee.
Yeah, I'm excited to get farther in and remind myself of some of these things because like so far, I'm very team Kendall. I'm very team Cynthia, Pythia. Like I'm very into them.
Watching it second time around, I'm really watching Suki because I love her so much and
Yeah.
I really cherish her
Mhm.
as a woman. And so I'm enjoying watching her again and seeing what she's doing because she brings some fierce looks.
Yeah. I really enjoy her and seeing her on Canada 5 was great.
Yes. She was amazing, by the way.
She was so good.
That was like, that's the kind of shit I want to see on Drag Race. When she
Yes.
took her nails off and she started sewing zippers in for those girls, she's like, bring the zipper. Where's your zipper?
Everyone come ready to your
Like,
consultation.
And it showed because that challenge was amazing.
Yeah.
That challenge was so good.
It was so good.
But
'Cause
I'm
of her, I
here
think.
for, like drag gurus like her. Like,
Mhm.
because when I was saying, like, have a seamstress queen,
Yeah.
have a makeup queen, have a whatever. Because then you can have someone like Perla who already had it done, but it's like, what should I do about this?
Yeah.
Or you have someone like Michaela who's like, put this in for me, install this. Like, it really is like depending on like the queen's own abilities.
Yeah.
And like they can like get aid where they need it. And so they
Mhm.
can shine where their specialties are.
Right.
I love that shit.
Mm-hmm. It was like when I had you fix my neckline in that Reba dress.
For the Reba dress.
Yeah, because I'm like, I can't do this.
This is my one chance, Fancy.
Fancy, don't let me down. We also have in this group Stephanie Prince. She mentions loving cilantro. I thought that was
so
interesting.
Random.
She is, and I
so
love
random
her.
And quirky. I do like her little Jollibee look. That was cute.
Yeah, she's really cute. She's funny too. We have Kendall Jenner. We've been referencing her this whole year. I feel like anytime we say gender, we always include Kendall.
Honestly, it's one of my favorite drag names.
Yeah.
Kendall Jenner.
Kendall Jenner.
Because it's also funnier to me than Kylie Jenner. Kendall Jenner, like the fact that it's Kendall.
Yeah.
Like it's just freaking good to me. Like
right.
I love it. It makes me like her more as a woman because of her name.
Right. Wheel of Fortune ball. Gothy Kendall Jenner.
Not the before and after drag. Gothy Kendall Jenner.
Gothy Kendall Jenner. Rar. And last we have Cynthia Kiss.
I'm obsessed with this scene.
Yes.
Kendall and Gia gasping. It doesn't show her face. And she like has this like chain. It's like like they like max out the Foley on this scene. And it's like these weird long shots of like she has a chain. She like twirls it and it goes like and then she like kicks up her boot. It's like ding.
They
like,
go off on the soundboard this season.
It was like I watched the first time. I laughed and watched it like 5 times because the Foley of it was all so much. And like this huge buildup, like it was like a super well-known queen, but it was just because it was these girls' besties.
Right.
But they're making such a big deal because they weren't showing her face and all that. And there was just this random white bitch. But I am obsessed with her. And even though this look is already so weird and a sign of things to come, because this dress is already like, wait, what is this look?
It's strange.
God, I love Cynthia so much.
She's a fascinating woman. Here in this entrance, she almost looks a little bit like Katya.
Oh my God.
A little bit. Like it's the curly hair that's just like a little flat at the top. This very bold color choice.
It's giving if Katya was on Versus the World, UK Versus the World.
Yes.
Like, I don't know.
That's the promo look.
It is very Katya coded. It's such a weird little dress. The green with the denim with the purple. Like, none of it makes sense. But why do I love her so much?
I'm super obsessed with this woman. Cynthia, Kendall, and Gia all know each other, and they're sort of like grouping off. Stephanie mentioned something that I thought was interesting, is that they know from other scenes of Drag Race that cliques don't work. And my first thought was, Relaska Talks would like to have a word with you about how those don't work. I was
like, I don't think that's true.
I don't think that... Michelle said it once, and it's been like an echo chamber. I'm like, when has that not been good?
But that was like when Michelle was just very like, no.
Right.
But like, I don't know.
The Heathers made it to the end together, partially.
The Bitter Old Lady Brigade.
The Bitter Old Lady Brigade made it, like a portion of them. Relaska Talks made it to the end every time.
Yeah.
I'm like, when have cliques been bad? I can't think of a single time they have been.
And also, like, are you supposed to ignore your out of the workroom friends if your real life friends are competing with you?
Like Pearl and Trixie?
Like, I'm
Who's
just
that?
like,
I don't know.
I'm just confused. Like, are you supposed to like not be friends with them because like your besties are there? Like,
right. You're supposed to put on horse blinders and be like, I don't know who you are. Don't look at me.
Yeah.
Don't look at me.
Like, I don't know. I kiki.
I would too. I'd be like, you know what? Let's get to the top like Survivor. So this is Brad's debut because Jeffrey had Brad's role last season, which I completely forgot. I'm so used to Brad that I forgot
Brad Summer.
Yeah, it's Brad Summer in 2021. It was a ominous portent for what was coming. I feel like he's got so much more credential to actually critique drag.
Yeah.
Plus, he usually sticks in his lane of like celebrity styling and tries to focus on that rather than like, I just didn't like your makeup and blah, 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 stuff that he has like no business talking about.
And he's already been on TV.
Right.
So I feel like, yeah. And he's already done a reality TV centered around clothing styling. So I'm like, I feel like proof's in the pudding, kind of like with Carson for me.
Totally.
I'm like, Carson's put in more hours, but I'm like, you put in the hours for this.
Right. He's like what Santino, I think, was supposed to be. But then he got too big for his britches.
Mouth, yeah.
Santino, would you shut your mouth? We also meet Amanda Brugel. We met her last season of Canada, but she's like officially on board now. She was in like 2 episodes, wasn't she?
She comes and goes.
Yeah.
She's just so funny because it's like we see her now, but will we see her again? Because also like her energy is hilarious to me.
It's so weird.
Because like jumping ahead, like Cynthia being in the bottom for not doing a good Amanda Brugel question mark. Like, what is a good Amanda Brugel? Who is Amanda Brugel in this world? Like, I like that killed me because I'm like, this, like,
that was so wild.
Who is Amanda Brugel?
Who is she?
Like, I don't think Cynthia knew who she was.
No, she was in like only 1 episode at that point. It was
just like, you played me like XYZ. I'm like, I don't know who you are. Like,
she was like in the intro.
I'm just trying not to be offensive. Like,
I almost wish, and maybe it was like a problem. I almost wish that they had made it Stacey. So like, no, yeah, Stacey McKenzie.
It's like what happened to Stacey McKenzie? Like whatever happened to Merle Ginsburg, but what happened to Stacey McKenzie? But it was because of unions,
right?
And
unions and COVID. And like they could have done that raspy voice that she has. It's not a right.
That was like that was like Stacey by way of Jennifer Coolidge.
You could do like that raspy voice. Makes you want a hot dog real bad. And so this is like kind of a big deal because the panel's been arranged so fiercely.
Yes.
And this has not happened ever. Like when we swapped from Santino to Ross and Carson, it's not like Michelle also switched. Santino's role was just given to 2 people.
And so I feel like also this is when Brooke, I forgot her name.
You were like, Supreme Mama Pal. RuPaul.
Supreme Mama Brooke Deluxe.
Lolita Banana.
Fred. I feel like because of that, the panel shifting, I feel like more power shifts onto Brooke now because now it's her second season. She's the only one that's been there a second time. The other 2 people are new, and so I feel like now Brooke's more of an anchor.
Right.
And so I feel like this is where her powers as the Supreme start growing.
Absolutely.
And she becomes more of like the authority. Because I feel like even now she's like still very subservient to the other 2, but like you feel like she is the authority and like the main power.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting because, I mean, last time we talked about Canada, we complained nonstop about the random guest judges doing the walk, the announcing, and everything. Brooke still does all that, but she doesn't always have the power to say, the time has come for you to lip sync for your life.
Yeah.
Amanda, Brad have been swapping in on that.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. They can't quite find their footing just yet here.
Yeah.
So our very first mini challenge is a Dante's Inferno. Dante's Inferno, where they have to riff off of the season 6 photo challenge that they did, but jumping towards a tennis ball, pretending it's a crown. That was wild.
What a time.
I would never want to jump into something like that for fear of hurting myself.
Yeah.
But Eve sort of just like pussy slamming into that foam.
Well, and like even like her picture just looks like she jumped off a building. Yes. Like a lot of these are crazy.
They're nuts.
Kendall's is probably the craziest for me. Oh, and Ocean's.
Ocean's was nuts. I love Gia's.
Gia, really?
Yeah, her like grabbing that leg.
I like it's the arm with the leg is kind of like she's like a long ass teapot.
She's geometric. She's giving you angles.
She's a geometric teapot.
Yeah.
I like shocker. I like Cynthia's and I like Suki's.
And Suki wins.
Suki's was honestly like the tea for me. I think the look is great because of the way the train went. But then the way her look also like really worked with the fire. Super
fair. Yeah, I mean, this was an interesting first challenge. I love photo challenges as the mini, but this level of disaster was a little wild because Ocean hurts herself jumping in this shit.
Immediately.
That year that you went to TwitchCon. There was that one girl who jumped in the foam pit and like broke her leg. The one where you just went down to go meet a couple
I met
people.
up with some besties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that year that you went down, like some girl broke her leg in a foam pit, jumping into it. Like I would never want to jump into this stuff.
That's why you don't have ball pits, foam pits at adult functions.
Right. Ever.
Recipe for trouble.
Or with drag queens. So the maxi challenge is using left behind clothing and a fabric wall as well to create an eleganza look for a premiere party. And we both love a design challenge, but I want to know your thoughts about having supplemental fabric when the idea of the challenge is supposed to be to use these coat check items.
Gosh. Well,
Jennifer Coolidge is the
because
theme.
I think about people like Roxy
Mm-hmm.
and Lanesha who were able to deliver red carpet gowns with trash.
Right.
So I feel like you can I feel like for the sake of television, give them all of that fabric, but pretend like it's scraps, garbage, basura that you have to pick through, you know? Put it in little like litter bins, like break it up into smaller pieces, throw it around, mix it up with ugly stuff, like pretend like it's a struggle.
Right.
Give them all of the materials for success, but just make it seem like, what are they going to do with all of this junk?
Right. I feel that. So you're okay with it?
I'm okay with it, just not the presentation.
Got it.
I'm all for giving them a lot. I just want them to like, don't be like, use this stuff and the fabric from blah, blah, blah. Don't talk about the fabric from blah, blah, blah wall. I want to hear about
Fabrics.com.
Yeah, I want to hear about that fabric, that sponsored fabric wall.
Get the fabric off the TV.
Because that's the difference is like, it would have been around in season 4 or 5 if Fabrics.com, whatever, was paying to have a wall in the workroom, but they weren't. So they were dumpster diving. But I feel like for the drama of making it seem like they have scrap fabric, take that nice fabric, put it in a trash can, and then be like, oh no, what are you going to do? Find your fabric. Then you open the trash can and
fish it out.
10 yards of red velvet. Yeah.
Welcome to the jungle. We find out that Kimora has a 17-year-old kid. Imagine being a full-time drag queen and having a 17.
Their kid by now is old enough to compete on Drag Race.
Totally. That's nuts to me.
Their kid probably could have already been on 2 seasons of Drag Race by now.
A regular season and an All-Stars.
Yeah.
Probably.
They would have been on US versus the World. 7. I don't know.
16. Well, I mean, they could have been on 17. There are 5 girls that all have drag moms that have been on the race.
Yeah.
That's nuts. We're in the Legendary Children era now. I don't think we're in Generation Rue anymore.
Legendary Children.
Okay, so do we want to look at these really quickly and just kind of skim through them? Because, I mean, it's a design challenge. I feel like it's always standard.
Some of them
this.
I can say 1 to 5 words about. Others we can spend more time on.
Right. Adriana's, I feel like, is very Latina, and I love that. But that's where it ends.
Yeah. I like the hat.
The hat is really cool. What are you thinking about, Beth?
What do you think about it?
I think that her wig looks like it got rolled around in like a static storm or something. Like it is so frazzled and fried. It's all over the place.
It's giving like
it's giving doll hair.
It's giving SJP's character in Hocus Pocus if she put a fork in an outlet.
Yes, it's a little rough.
I quite like the dress except for the like Beetlejuice skirt.
Yeah, if it just cut off right above the knees,
or
that
if
would
it
be
was
nice.
that same fabric down there, more of that like dark dramatic-ish. I don't know.
She must have run out.
But they had the fabric.com wall. What do you mean?
She had plenty of fabric.
What are you talking about?
What'd you think about Eve's?
I actually liked it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not mad at it. It's really short, though.
It's a very short boop, boop to boop. It needed to be a couple inches shorter. That's just always a thing in sewing challenges is people don't know how to freaking make things the right length and then their ass is out.
Just full butt cheeks.
Yeah, so, you know, a common-ish of sewing challenges, I would say.
I thought Gia's was cute.
I thought it was cute. I didn't think it was bottom worthy.
No, they stuck this bitch in the bottom.
I guess like for red carpet.
You're right. For red carpet, for like you're at the party. You're not just at the coat check. You are the main event. Yeah,
Like,
I mean, I thought it was cute.
Yeah, like it's cute, but like she looks like she's gonna go to like Burger Records in this.
Oh, like she's gonna go roller skating.
Interview. Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then the neck fell apart while she was lip syncing. She was titties out.
Yeah, man, eater.
I kind of wish that for each design challenge, it would make them do a mini performance. And then if it falls apart, they're automatically in the bottom.
Wait, what? Say
Like
that again?
for every sewing challenge, they make them do like a little mini performance too, like a dual thing. And if the dress falls apart while they're performing, they're in the bottom.
Lip sync for your dress.
Yeah.
Lip sync for your garment. Lip
Yeah.
sync for the integrity of your garment.
I need to know if you can move in it. Like those girls that will like do the super tight thing and like they clearly can't walk in it. So if they can't perform in it, it just rips all the way up the top. Because you super glued
That's
it.
terrifying because some things are just a right now garment. It's a right now, don't move too much in this garment.
Exactly.
It's a no, don't look at that garment.
And I want to see that. I want it to be like a boom, 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 pussy pop, pow.
Pussy pop.
And if you can't move in that dress and it falls apart, you're in the bottom, girly. Isis actually looks super, super cool.
Yeah, the way that it transitions into the little tickets, that's fun and funky.
It is a really nice incorporation of the materials.
Yeah,
You seem reserved.
the styling is giving me like Daria, like,
Oh.
you know what I mean? Like cool girl like Daria, like the beret with the glasses and the glove.
Right.
And then the dress is giving me something else, but it's super sick. Like I can't say anything bad about it.
It is two different looks, I would agree. What do you think about Kendall's?
This is actually quite cool.
Yeah, the nails are
I think
really fun.
There's a lot of drama to it, which I enjoy, like the feather, the nail, the bustier. Like there's a lot of excitement, which I appreciate. The execution's not like perfect, but I think it's fun and clean.
I would agree. What do you think about Kimura's look?
Baby.
This is boots, booger boots.
This is pinata.
She looks like she's going to have candy inside of her, like those little strawberry candies.
Honey, this is pinata Christmas, baby. Yeah, no, I'll like it.
Who was that girly again?
Wait, honey, this is Christmas, baby?
Yeah.
That is the one who lip synced against Priyanka and I Drove All Night.
Right. What the heck is her name?
Kiana.
Kiona.
Kiki Wana Kai Kai.
Yes.
Kiari.
Kiari Pamu. What do you think about Ocean's dress? That's what I thought. We can move on. What do you think about Pythia?
Love.
I love this.
The like limoncello limon color with the Dalmatian bag or was it cow print? I don't know.
It's so good.
That hair.
And she
I
was
love
just
it.
safe.
I know. I really thought she should have at least been high.
Yeah.
I wanted them to talk about it. I thought it was so cute.
Instead, Stephanie's in the top, and I don't love this. And it's purely because of the styling. I don't think this wig was right for that.
The super bass wig.
Yeah. I think if it had been like a nice updo with like a big sculptural bun, that could have looked really nice.
I didn't like the presentation of it.
Me as well.
For me, para me, top 3 was, Isis, and then Pythia and Suki. And if for a 4th, I would honestly put like Kendall there. Not Stephanie.
Definitely not.
I'm sorry to say.
Suki's was gorgeous since you brought her up.
Suki's is freaking amazing. Yeah.
But it was a lot of fabric.
It was.
It wasn't much the coat check.
No, there was not much to check. Well, she left her stole on, so she didn't check anything. I think it's impressive when they use a lot of fabric because it shows that they're not afraid of it. Because usually the people that are afraid do less fabric, I feel. But she just went for it. I love all the drapery. I love the color choice. I mean, I just love her, and
It
I
is
love this
beautiful.
look.
Then Cynthia Kiss was doing what Kine wanted to do, but sans the balls.
Yeah,
Those balls got cut right off.
Kyne's look with no balls.
I think LeMay is always so tricky, but I don't hate this because I think it's actually designed quite well.
Okay, so like I struggle because a lot of the looks that I didn't like were safe,
Right.
but maybe it's just taste.
Maybe.
Because like I thought, I want to be hateful. I want to be a hateful person. I mean, like, Ocean was funny, hee hee ha ha, and injured. But I'm like,
it was awful.
But I don't know, your ankle doesn't affect your ability to sew.
No.
Like, I don't know, like, your ankle doesn't connect to, like, your brain.
Your wrists.
Your brain, your wrists, your hands, your eyeballs.
Right.
And, like, those were the things that went into this look being successful or not for me.
Right.
And then Kimura shows a clear amount of effort in this look. I just struggle. But I guess I could see it at least being safe because, I mean, you can tell she put a crap ton of work in it.
Oh, yeah. You can see it's a little overworked in some places.
Yeah, it's overworked. Whereas, like, I guess, like, yeah, clock the more simple girls. But, like, damn.
Ocean's is a wreck. An absolute wreck. And I was so gagged because, I mean, I feel like other girls have not gotten away with putting a character onto a bad dress. And so why did she get away with it? I don't know.
I also feel like there was something going with this little red and white swirly fabric she had. I feel like she didn't need to play into this red solo cup superhero drunk that she was. I don't know what the character was, but I feel like she honestly could have just like kept going in like a chic little like night out dress with this fabric, and I would have bought it.
Yeah, I'm scrolling up in my notes to see if I said anything about what she was doing. Yeah, I didn't write any notes about what she was trying to do.
I have no notes.
I have no notes on her. Probably because they're so
we
bad.
have no notes. Keep slaying, queen.
You have done it again. Isis wins the challenge, and I think the win made sense to me, but I do think Pythia should have been probably in the top.
Yeah, I think it should have been Pythia, Suki, and her in the top. And I still agree with her winning, but I think it was between her and Suki for me.
Totally. And Beth and Gia have to lip sync, and Eve is in the back crying like a cat in heat. She came to make TV.
She was giving.
I loved so much just watching them stand there, and Gia in particular, like cutting looks. Like, are you kidding me? Wrap it up.
Eve was third low, right?
She was.
My brain thought Cynthia was, and that's why after Cynthia, I started talking about who I thought should have been in the bottom. Because I thought Cynthia was in the bottom. No, yeah, that's a fair, safe little look.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the better things she made that season.
The lip sync song is Man Eater by Nelly Furtado. And if you were a white girl in 2006, you were throwing it back to this song in the clubs.
I love me some Nelly Furtado. And I love that Canada feature. I love that Canada versus the World was like a Nelly ball for them.
Didn't they have her for the finale in 5 as well? Oh, no, in 4.
I love her.
She was there to help record. She was. Now I remember. She was in that beautiful gown.
Beautiful gown.
Beautiful gown.
She is a queen.
Yeah. I like this song. It's such a good one. But then we get Nipplegate.
Nipplegate
with
Gia, sorry, queen.
Gia. And Beth does the most reserved pouty baby in the universe. I was talking in the last season when we were talking about Kitty's Got Claws, when her boobs stopped her from doing the pouty baby.
Yeah.
But it was apparently because she had an injury.
Baby.
Yeah, the constrained
this was
one.
The self-constrained baby. This was the inner saboteur baby.
Because it was like...
it was kind of like the seductive, like... It was when she was jerking off the ground because she was kind of like looking at them like, and just kind of like, Like she was just kind of like air jerking and like,
yeah,
and worming it.
And it wasn't doing anything. It was just soft.
But they were all like, yes, oh my God, yes, which I also thought was hilarious.
They were living for it.
They were living for that baby.
This was messy boots. I thought it was such a mid to bad lip sync.
Yes, especially because Gio was hyped up as the performer queen. Like, she was about to, like,
dominate.
She was about to, like, put a saddle on Beth and ride her. And, like, it was not giving that. And also just Gia's lip syncs this season are so cursed.
Right.
So, like, it's kind of hilarious to me. Yeah, I mean, it's a way to start the season for sure.
It was certainly a way.
I think next episode's a better lip sync
to
get it going, get it popping.
Yeah, so let's talk about episode 2, Under the Big Top, which, quickly breezing through. Yes, Beth was the one to go home. Surprise. Spoiler alert.
Yes, Beth.
You know what I noticed in this episode more than anything? Because the first one was such a breeze.
Yeah.
There's so much beautiful diversity in this season. And we just got off of UK3, which had almost exclusively white people.
Yes.
So to have so much diversity is really great.
Yes.
Traci is announced as a regular rotating judge. And this is my queen. I love Traci Melchior, but I have to say something really hateful. Traci, please mute this part of the video. You can tell that this was like before she started getting like a good wig budget, because Traci is switching out wigs every episode, but this one has a line cut straight across the lace, like in one straight line.
It's got the forehead flap. Where it's like, you glue that down, right?
You can see how just it does not look naturally cut, and there's clearly no beauty filter on her to blur it out. And it's just this really harsh hairline on this first wig that she's presented in. And I'm like, damn, they did this girl dirty. Because like she just came out in the most recent episode of Canada, and she had this like beautiful unclockable lace line, and then this huge scoop. Like I feel like it was season 4 is when her wig started getting like, ooh. But this one, you can tell she just did not have the budget for it. And like the top looked like a helmet.
Lego.
Like Lego hair. Yeah, I almost felt bad because I'm like, I know how good this girlie's wigs get as the seasons go.
It's a rough start. They were hateful by putting her out in that.
I agree. The mini challenge is Queen of the Neighborhood pageant, brought to you by DoorDash. And the sound effects team went crazy. Suki got construction sounds. Cynthia got this like whooshy ball sound when she opened her umbrella.
Oh yeah.
Pythia got horns, and Kimura got like rip sounds. It went ham.
It was a wild mini challenge to say the least.
Oceana wins. And our very first, or the main challenge of this one is the first Rusical ever, Under the Big Top, and it's got to be live. I hate live singing.
The live was live, wasn't it? Do you want to like get into the musical, or do you want to talk about the rehearsal at all?
No, I don't think we need to talk about, unless you want to talk about the rehearsal.
Let's just talk about the Rusical.
Yeah. Brooke looks amazing, by the way, in this like green animal print.
Love this look. Yeah,
so
Brooke's
hot.
looks this season are really hot in general.
Yeah,
this is when she starts serving every week.
Totally.
Because season 1 she looked beautiful every week, but this season, I think she starts experimenting a bit more, and it starts getting fun, funky, hot.
Yeah, here and in 4, I feel like were really good seasons for her fashion wise. They're like RuPaul's season 7, where that was like the peak.
Yes.
So Cynthia gave me freaking chills. Her like very casual vibrato that she's not even pushing that hard.
Cynthia was so good. It was crazy.
Yeah. And then Adriana, Oceana, and Kimura came in, and
like the harbingers of death. Like
they were all April Carry-Ons.
This number is pure evil. That's a lot of screaming.
They were all screaming.
It is so crazy.
My favorite part is Cynthia just like in character smiling, like, yes,
yeah,
you're
having
so
a good time while like it like really is pure insanity.
It's dark-sided. It's the lair of hell where the demons are.
Yeah, definitely the messiest number of the night. Also just love it. It's so situated now in the ethos for me that I'm like, yes, I love it.
Right.
The first couple times I was in disbelief, and now I'm like, yes,
Give us nothing.
This is Bible. Yeah.
And it kept cutting to Hollywood, like grimacing.
Yes.
So upset.
Because I could only imagine what it was like live.
It's gotta have been worse.
Yeah.
And Hollywood trained all of them and was like, this is not
well,
what
because
I taught y'all
Cynthia
to
starts
do.
so strong, and you're like, hell yeah. And Kendall does amazing too.
Such a good job.
So you're like, okay, we're doing good. And then
it all goes to hell. And then I started
as if, and you're like, please take me to the next number. What is like,
get us out of here.
because you've been there in a musical when you're in that awful number, you're like, okay, please, like, just get this song over with. I'll take the next song. And then what is the sweet relief?
It's Eve.
But
sort of flatly singing.
I've got a trick on my sleeve.
Was it her dress that fell apart and the wig came off early?
Yes, because and you never saw it coming. Whoa.
And then picking up the wig and putting it
back on.
Only like a second before throwing it back on the ground.
The picture I was showing you, it's mid
ankle.
It's mid, yeah, she's coming down. It was incredible.
I stopped the episode to wheezy laugh. Like I was cackling. I had to walk over and be like, Jake, this is what just happened. I have to go back, but this is what just happened.
I can't describe it because these are such completely different scenarios, but it has the same energy as Jade in Top Model being like, lightweight makeup. And then the like, wonderful, fabulous. Like, oh,
ooh,
this party. Like twirling around and then getting to the camera and being like, fuck. Like,
it's the same energy.
Yeah, they feel like they came from the same, like the same mother birthed them.
I would agree. And thank God for Pythia because she made the show so bearable.
Yeah. And then it turns around.
Finally, for like 1/2 of a second, because Kimura comes out as Bianca, which I didn't quite understand why she was there.
Yeah, clown. Haha. I actually thought her Bianca illusion wasn't bad.
No, not bad at all.
I thought she kind of served that, but the presence of her in this musical was a strange hiccup.
Absolutely. It was like such a jarring readjustment of energy.
Yeah.
And then Gia came out and was like, sex on a stick.
Yeah. What's his name? Himbo?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I loved it. I thought she slayed. I appreciated how like much she went for it with like the singing and stuff, even if she wasn't a perfect vocalist. I think she just went for it.
Yeah.
And I appreciated that.
Yeah, this was a really cursed challenge. It was really cursed. Our runway category is Circus Berserkus. Did you have any standouts?
You said fuck Isis and Stephanie.
I didn't want to talk about
lace.
them. I didn't want to talk about
fuck
them.
those bitches. I'm not even going to talk about them.
Do you want to talk about
that's
them?
Fine. I just wanted to acknowledge that you didn't acknowledge them. Because I know they're listening and I know that they were waiting for you to talk about them. Sorry, girls.
It was like Ocean's look in the last episode. I'm like, let's move on. We don't have to acknowledge this.
But yeah, let's get into this runway because I do love this.
I love this one. Isis looked like this freaking cool mime. I love the scale of it.
Yeah, because you know it's expected that you're gonna expect clownery. But I thought that it was a really fun, stylized, clear POV presentation of a clown.
It was one of my favorite looks. I think that Gio was super low key, and I'm almost positive she wins this challenge. I'm almost positive. I'll have to look back at my notes.
She does not.
Oh, she doesn't.
Pythia.
Okay. Oh, thank God. I thought she was going to win. I really thought she was going to. It's like very Evil Knievel, which I don't know if I necessarily associate with Circus.
It's also funny because people were comparing Gia to Gigi, and this came
Gigi good?
Gigi good.
Oh.
Tall, skinny.
Fashion-y
They both have
girl?
a very like not anti-glamour, but it's very against the grain of old school drag glamour. And it's very like new school like glamour cutesy.
See, but that
this feels sorry, this is very parallel to Gigi's promo look.
Oh, I see it. And that glitter
And the
one.
helmet. Gigi loves the helmet. She's the helmet girl.
See, but that feels so offensive to Gigi because she's such a good entertainer. Wow. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Did you hear something? Is this I'm
so sorry. And I'm sorry for interrupting again. I'm trying to be better about not doing that. I'm trying so hard.
No, you're fine. I just was gooped and gapped. Who's next?
Ocean has those shoes again.
Oh my
A lot
God,
of these girls I didn't put
course.
notes down for because I'm like, I don't think we need to talk about some of them.
I didn't care. I'll talk about who I do love.
Okay.
Honestly, I freaking love Eve's.
Do you do?
The lion being eaten by the lion.
And the body
Being patted to absolute insanity, but she's like being eaten by a lion. I loved it.
She's a curvy lion.
I was here for it. I also honestly was really here for Kimura's.
Okay, I see that.
I thought it was really cool.
Yeah, I think she
liked
looks fun.
The little like her idea of like the remnants, but the top two for me, para me, spooky me. Second place, Stephanie.
Yeah.
AHS Freak Show T. First place, Pythia by Country Mile.
Absolutely.
Pythia's look is absolutely crazy. The immediate presentation of putting the cigarette in her double's mouth and then blowing it out her own mouth.
Yeah.
But then also like beyond just the two-headed look, like the way that it's styled is absolutely perfect. Like the rouge green velvet.
That big purple stole.
The purple stole, the big chains.
I love the chain.
It's so like old Hollywood, like fortune teller, like all of that.
It's
gorgeous.
I love it. Another AHS reference too, like Stephanie's. Both of them kind of went in that route. There were some girls that I think super missed the mark. And I was like I was kind of disappointed. Okay, I'm sorry.
I don't like Adriana's. I'll say
I don't either. And like Cynthia's was such an expected look. I also do not like Kendall's at all.
The horse.
I don't like it. It doesn't give me circus at all. It's like showgirl, rodeo girl.
It's very showgirly Vegas.
Right.
And Cynthia's is just such a letdown after such a stellar performance.
She could have won.
She could have at least been the top with a decent look.
Yeah, she could have won. She had every opportunity. I was rooting for her. I was watching that whole Rusical and I'm like, this girl's got it. She's got it. Pythia came out and I was like, ooh, top two. And then it came to the runway and I'm like, no. Why?
Crazy.
Why did you drop the ball so hard?
That's crazy because other times people slay a challenge with a shit look and it's fine. So I'm like,
right.
When do we allow this?
This was interesting too because we had a top and bottom 7, not 6 like normal.
They said a lot of y'all were bad.
They really did.
A lot of people were bad here. A lot of people were bad here.
A lot of you will be lip syncing tonight. But never mind, we can't do it. Ocean and Isis have to lip sync to Stupid Shit by Girlicious.
Cunty little lip sync.
Absolutely. My favorite part though was hearing Traci Melchor say Stupid Shit. It sent me to Mars.
In her like TV presenter voice.
Yeah.
Stupid shit.
She's like so mother. So hearing her say stupid shit, I'm like, Traci, your mom.
Right? But like she still says it in her Traci way.
Yeah.
So it's even funnier.
It's so good.
It's like, oh, Traci, you're so crazy.
This is a really fun lip sync. Isis works her pussy out.
Isis is such a cunty little lip syncer.
She
I love it.
is. And in this outfit too, she slayed
I know with
me.
that like puss little like the perma like expression she kind of had
yes.
because of her makeup. It was so good.
It was incredible. It was kind of interesting seeing someone win the first episode, bottom the second episode, and then win the whole series. I don't feel like we see that very often.
She made her mark.
Mm-hmm.
And you see a lot where the girl wins the first episode and then is in the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
But it is kind of interesting to see her immediately lip sync, but then turn it out and kind of be like main character again.
Yeah, because a lot of those girls usually go home like at the midpoint.
Yeah.
Like I'm thinking about like Kahana. Or a lot of the All Stars girls in general, where they win the first one, Tatiana, and then immediately go home. You know what I mean? Very few times does the first girl to win not go all the way to the end and never like really lip sync again.
Yeah.
Like it's just so interesting to see someone win the first, bottom second, and then win the whole thing, because that's not usually the trajectory.
Yeah.
And then we move on to Screech, episode 3. The last one we'll be discussing today. It took everything in me not to keep binging, because I'm really enjoying watching this over again. Yeah. So they have to overact, which we talked about a little bit ago, in a horror film. Drag sisters trying to be a superstar, and the queens are dying along the way. This was fun.
Okay. Can I spill?
Yeah.
I actually love this acting challenge. My least favorite part is the judges' characters.
Me as well.
I think the inclusion of them brought it down significantly, and the way that they were weighted so heavily in the judging felt like ego.
Yeah, I agree.
Because the one who did a quote unquote good impersonation 3 won, and then the two who didn't do a good impersonation of the 3 were in the bottom.
Right.
I'm like, I don't like this, because I don't think they should have been in the challenge at all. I think it all should have been characters, and they should have leaned more into this like Scream scary movie knockoff of Scream kind of vibe.
Yeah.
And just had like more drag archetypes, and then like, I mean, I get why you had to have like a host, but just honestly, like, I don't know. I didn't like the panel.
I didn't either. It could have maybe just been Brooke.
That's what I was about to say. I get that it wasn't like, it's still the 3 of them. Or how about they play RuPaul? Just RuPaul. Like,
I wouldn't be okay with that.
Or a Ru and a Michelle. Have 2 of them. Like something like that.
Yeah.
Because then it's also like they're not there, so it's a little funny. You can go ham, do like a crazy smoker voice for Michelle, whatever you want to do. But like, I just hate, I will circle back. I just hate that it's like, you didn't do Brooke big enough, one. Like, fuck off. And like, who is Amanda Brugel?
Who is she?
Like, I can't. Like, I doubt that Cynthia was given like a dossier.
No.
Like, here's everything to know about Amanda Brugel. But also, like, what's in the dossier?
What's in the dossier?
Like, I don't know. What's a winning Amanda Brugel performance? What's a top 3 worthy performance of Amanda Brugel? Like, I'm sorry, because I know Amanda Brugel is listening.
You are listening, ma'am. I'm so sorry
Ms.
that we're roasting you.
Madam Bruggs. But, like, it just confused me, because it's like, because this is the funny thing about Drag Race is like, they put whomst the fuck ever in the judging panel, and they're like, this is important. This is an important person.
Right.
And it's like, I don't know who they are.
Yeah.
And I have to be them in a challenge to their face, so I don't want to offend them. Because it's like, if I don't know who they are, I could make a farce of them. But then they're about to judge you 2 hours later, so that's like, oh.
Do you feel the same way about Merle in the season 7 challenge?
Oh, but I thought that was fun.
I thought it was fun too.
I thought it was fun because also I think it's weirder of like, I feel like you can take the piss out of Michelle to her face.
Easy.
And then, like, I think Ru was the hardest one to do to her face, but there's already been so many crazy bad RuPauls that, again, there's already kind of like, this whatever. Like, it's not as intimidating to do it, in my opinion. But then, like, furthermore, that Brad performance was winning.
A winner, baby. A winner. A wiener.
A wiener. Oscar Mayer wiener. I thought Eve was actually kind of robbed.
Yeah, she was really good.
Because like she for real was like carrying the challenge in terms of like the narrative, because she was main character. So obviously she got a little upper hand there, but much of it wouldn't have been as successful as it was without her.
Yeah.
And it's like, the judging confused me for this one. The panel's presence and how it was weighed.
It's sabotaged.
Because like, I get that Adriana's look was sick. It was great. But what was this like vampire Brad? Like, what was this? Because also like, that was not Brad by any stretch of the imagination. Because at that point I didn't know him that well.
Yeah.
I know him better now to be like, that was not Brad by any stretch of the imagination.
Mm-hmm.
That was like Frankenfurter. Like, I don't, it was like Frankenfurter did. She heard Brad and she thought Rocky Horror.
She really did.
Oh, Brad.
I got that down, girl. Don't worry.
It was fascinating.
It was. One of them could have even been the murderer instead of the panel.
Yeah.
As soon as that bad dancing started happening, like the really awful lip syncing and dancing, I knew it was Jimbo. I just knew. I'm like, no one moves that badly.
The Jimbo of it all. Yeah, that was crazy.
It was.
Wasn't she in the look she got eliminated in as well?
Oh, yeah, she was.
Which is terrifying in its own right.
Her icy look. It was pretty scary. One of them could have been Jimbo. One of them could have been Rita.
Oh, that would have been funny.
That would have been really funny.
Scarlet Bobo looks are a no-no.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I have to do that whole little verse every time I hear her name.
It's important. It punches it. I thought this was a really well-written script with some, like you mentioned, some bad parts. That was specifically the panel was the problem. But like overall, this was a really solid acting challenge. I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
In a lot of it. Who was the mother?
Whose mother?
One of them had a baby, and the other one was their kid. Their part was funny too.
I'm trying to remember.
I just watched this, and I barely wrote any notes down because I was just enjoying the kind of insanity of it all.
Yeah.
And just how nuts the whole thing was. But it was solid. I think this was probably one of the more watchable acting challenges. And can I say something? Cynthia was great. I loved her, like, just standing there empty-headed, like, smiling.
Her A. Martha.
Yeah.
Because what? She's from the Handmaid's Tale?
I believe so, which I've also never seen.
But also, if you're doing a Handmaid's Tale character, like, that. I feel like she was good. I don't know. I thought it was fine. Again, I'm a Cynthia Kiss apologist.
Yeah.
I really am, but, like, I thought she did fine.
I thought she was great. The runway category is Good Girl Gone Bad.
Yes.
Another cool runway theme.
One of the best Rihanna albums.
Do you think Adriana looks like a good girl gone bad?
Okay, so let's talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
Sick look that she was like, this runway will work.
Mm-hmm.
Because when was she ever a good girl?
Can't think of one.
She was not a good girl.
No. This is oh my god, that one lady. There's too many names in my head right now. She's that royalty.
Marie Antoinette.
Marie Antoinette. Who I have a pathological anger towards forever.
Because of the way that she's like permeated Drag Race or what?
Because of the way that she appropriated her garment and her hair from oh my god, Madame
LaQueer.
Madame LaQueer. No, Madame du Barry. So there was this woman that was basically like pimped out by her family to go and try to seduce the king and be a part of his court.
Hot.
She had the big hair and she had those corsets and the dresses and everything. And in Versailles, this fucking bitch was like, I don't like her at all. I don't enjoy her. And so when she kind of took over, she had Du Barry chased down and executed as well as her family because she didn't like her.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. I did a whole paper about this.
Come on.
I just don't like her. Anyway, yeah, I don't think this matches the category, but I like the idea.
But it's a great
it.
look.
Yeah. Eve's like Betty Boop grayscale.
Yeah.
I think it was a little too gunmetal. It was a little too gunmetal.
That's valid. I didn't love the color. I also, again, good girl gone bad. I guess because she's wore
kinky
lingerie.
now?
I don't know. Yeah, okay, because some of them did like good girl part 1
Mm-hmm.
and then part 2 gone bad. And some people did an overall good girl gone bad.
Yeah, some people had it as a comma and other people's was a colon.
Let's get into my favorite interpretation of it, actually, which is Gia's.
Gia's is really fun.
I think Gia's had the most fun, like, and creative interpretation of it.
Literally
Obviously,
going bad.
Good girl gone bad can go a million ways, but like a molded over beauty queen is like kind of everything to me.
So good.
She's gone bad. Like I love it. It just is so funny to me. And just like one of those like just immediately like hits the nail on the head in such like a simple way. Um and then honestly, my other favorite,
Mm-hmm.
Isis.
Really?
I just like something about this is so dope to me. It's just very video game. I think she said it's an anime or a manga.
Mm-hmm.
It was a piece of media that she really likes, but I just like I she looks like a video game character that I want to fight or like get to know.
Yeah.
The bunny ears, the asymmetrical coat, the sharp shoulders, the yellow gold, like it's just so like electric. I love it.
My number one is Pythia. I love this
okay.
nun into this devil with the hands everywhere.
Because we have like 5 religious interpretations.
So many.
I think Pythia's is my favorite because I love the devil with the hands. Yeah. And then my second favorite is Suki's for like aesthetic reasons.
Mm.
I think Suki's is a little messier.
It's a little messy, but I like the cultural references that she was making.
Do you know what I'll say? I like Suki's first look more.
Oh, yeah.
Than Pythia's nun. But then I like Pythia's second look, the gone bad part, more than I like Suki's reveal.
Mm-hmm. Poor Kendall coming out in a devil look as well and in being compared and told this is a worse version.
Yeah, getting eaten up.
Yikes.
Kimura's lucky that hers didn't get, because she also got shot down by Pythia and Suki.
What is she wearing?
Dorothy in lingerie.
Stephanie too. I mean, that did not work for me.
It wasn't doing it for me. And then also Cynthia was not doing it for me either.
What is Cynthia wearing? What is this?
It's like giving me like antagonists from a Degrassi episode.
It's very early 2000s. Yeah. Very early 2000s television. But this is like not even something you could perform in. Like I'm trying to think if this is giving. I already owned this.
It's a crazy dress.
What song do you wear this to?
Ghost by Phoebe Dodson. What?
Natalie Imbruglia Torn.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think from like an alt drag standpoint.
Heads will roll against Uma specifically.
Off.
Her and Uma are gonna do Heads will roll together. I could see her doing Infinity Guitars by Sleigh Bells in this look. I don't know if you know that song.
I don't, but I need to look this up. I don't even know what you would wear this for, nor why she owned this. But I mean, just another bad runway. I love her, but I do not like what she's brought at all to Drag Race.
It's unfortunate.
It is. She has all the pieces, I fear, but doesn't actually connect any of them. So our tops are Eve, Gia, and Adriana. And Gia does this entire monologue thanking the judges. It was like when Derek got saved in that one, and she was like,
cuts to Bob looking at her watch in the back.
But I know the slave to you dance, so I thought I'd do that. This is the most vulnerable time.
And it's not the first time or last time we see Gia do this either.
Stop.
I love her for this. I think she's hilarious.
Is she a monologuer?
You caught me monologuing. I think she's hilarious.
I think
she's
a monologue too.
She did.
Just a couple episodes ago. It just goes on an entire monologue. I kind of stand those girlies that are main character.
I mean, I think it takes a certain amount of bravery to be able to speak like that.
Yeah.
Uninhibited and uninterrupted without feeling like you're taking up too much space. And I am jealous of those people.
Yeah.
Because I would feel like I'm taking up far too much space.
I would start noticing the cameras and start freaking out. I'd be like, crap, they're all
I would
looking
make
at me.
direct eye contact with the camera as I'm like mid crying. I'm like, okay, I need to pull it together. I'm like, okay, wait, that's enough.
And our bottoms are Stephanie, Cynthia, and Kendall, with Adriana winning the challenge. And then they lip sync to Ghost, Cynthia and Stephanie. This song was a banger. A banger.
Okay, this is a good song.
Yes.
Is it not?
It's so good. I was like shaking ass to this.
It was a good song and a good performance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a nice little like punk kind of like.
I was kind of
Made her
surprised
cry.
at Stephanie being out this early, though.
I know. That's why she came back for Versus, though. Because I
Yeah.
think she was... Because she didn't even do that bad this week.
Mm-mm.
She tried her darndest.
Is there anyone you would have put in the bottom instead?
Amanda Brugel.
Who is Amanda Brugel?
I would have said Amanda Brugel. I don't think your Amanda Brugel impersonation was that good. You weren't giving me Amanda Brugel. And then I would have made Amanda Brugel lip sync.
And then eliminated her?
Yeah.
Well,
depends on how good she can turn out ghosts.
yeah, I was dying. This was such a good lip sync. And so far, this season's been strong.
Yeah.
I like this group a lot.
And that's what I mean is like, I feel like this season's kind of slept on. It's like, it's just so fun. And like, this cast is fun. The lip syncs are good. The challenges are interesting. Like, you already get some interesting like sparks with the group forming. Like, I think it's a good season.
And
we have
the Brat Pack, right?
Brat Pack, Brat Summer.
Brad
Summer.
Pack Summer.
Brad and it's the same, but he's more muscular now, so it's not. And the season just gets better and more crazy as time goes on.
Yeah.
We haven't even gotten to the boy band lip sync with the Crazy Crow.
I don't remember that at all.
Oh, buckle up.
There's so much I don't remember about the season. I remember Snatch Game because Cynthia was so good. I remember Gia like lip syncing near the end of the season and I thought she should have gone home, but then she gets saved.
Oh.
That's what I remember.
I love that me saying the boy band lip sync with the Crazy Crow doesn't ring a bell.
Not a bell.
And when you get to the boy band lip sync with the Crazy Crow, you're going to be like, oh my God, a prophecy fulfilled.
Oh no, that worries me and troubles my spirit. I remember Michaela being there.
Couture.
Yeah, Couture.
Oh, that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
I wonder if she will she might still be on Canada by the time we're watching it, depending on...
It'll probably be the finale by the time we get there.
Yeah, so we'll still see her regardless.
Yeah, I there's so much I don't remember. So far, my only hot take for this season is that I think Ocean should have been gone episode 1.
Damn, drag that bitch.
Ocean, I'm so sorry. I know you're listening. I think you should have gone home episode 1. Sorry about it.
I'm trying to imagine Beth and Ocean's part with the clowns. Her, Stephanie, and Suki doing that. Could you imagine Beth doing that with them?
No.
Because then also, like, she was directly with not Stephanie. I said Stephanie. Stephanie was Leather. Adriana.
Yeah.
Suki, Adriana, and Beth. Because Ocean and Adriana were the closest. Their parts, like... And I feel like Adriana was the center of chaos.
She was.
So her having Beth as her anchor would have been crazy. So I feel like maybe fates were sealed.
You think?
It's just knowing what came next.
Yeah. This is a chaotic group.
What a wild couples episodes too, to like start like
right.
A sewing challenge into a circus musical into
a murder mystery acting.
Yeah.
Like cool premises so far.
Yeah, but if you're a wallflower, girl, you better get it together. Like it's very much like these are good episodes for people who like to
stand out.
Spotlight, yeah.
But not for Beth's.
Wow. Beth, I'm sorry.
Didn't you just say that she wouldn't be good in the clown challenge?
Maybe so, but
if she had somehow eked through that, do you think she would have been good in the scream challenge?
No, maybe she would have known what a good Amanda Brugel was.
Maybe she could have been the Amanda Brugel to save us all.
The Amanda Brugel we all needed.
Yeah. Amanda's in next season, right? I feel like she's there one more.
Oh, maybe so.
Maybe she doesn't come back. Maybe I'm completely blanking. Maybe it's only Traci. When does Serene show up? Is she season 4?
Serene.
I really like Serene.
Serene Fox.
I feel like it's 4. If she like shows up this season or next, I'm gonna scream.
Yeah. Is Serene Fox there? Because I'm like, is she there for the queer prom?
Oh, what if she does show up this season? I'm excited to get there now.
Can I just say I love Serene Fox?
Yeah, me too.
Serene Fox, baby.
Serene Fox, baby. Serene Fox. She gives such beautiful critiques. Has so much depth of understanding in culture and meaning of people's garments and the stories they're telling, and I love that.
She's just exquisite.
I
love her. Every time she opens her mouth, I'm like, you're so right.
Mm-hmm. She just speaks, and I want her to talk more.
I'm like, preach, queen.
Yes. But that is the end of this very first part. I will try to be more on top of it next week. I'm in that point where like my brain is still processing the ending of Thailand 3.
You have a lot to digest.
Right. And I'm still processing how absolutely phenomenal UK 3 was after I had forgotten so much of it. So now I'm like re-knowing names and I'm like, okay, wait. That one is Kendall. That one's Gia. That one's Isis. I feel like RuPaul. I'm like, all these queens. There's too many of them.
Trying to keep track of them all.
Right.
Well, especially like if when we get similar names that cross over around the time we're talking about it. And it's just like, oh, my brain can't keep up. The seasons that are airing right now, seasons we're talking about, the other shows that I watch, that you watch, that we watch.
Right.
It's just like my one brain cell rattling around, like trying to keep track of it all.
Yeah. And it's like you mentioned that. I'm like, I say Cynthia, and then you think Cynthia Doll.
Cynthia Doll.
I hear Gia, and I think Gina Gum.
Gina Gum.
So I'm like all over the place right now.
God, Gina Gum. Imagine this group, but with Gia Gun.
She would gather them for no reason.
It would be a hell.
It would be a disaster. Well, and then also watching Canada 5 and 2 on top of each other. I want to talk about like Jaylene and Xana, but they're not here.
God, I know last episode, no one can take my joy.
And Xana said, hold my drink. I got you.
She's like, what if I try?
She was like, challenge accepted.
Oh, God, so good.
She's so main character, too.
It was hilarious. It was such a crazy Untucked.
It was nuts. I love Minnie, though. I'm so obsessed with Minnie Wang.
Minnie Wang.
I'm obsessed. I hope this woman wins.
Really?
Yeah. It's between her and Perla right now for me.
I love Perla so much.
Mm-hmm.
I really love me.
I really love Perla. She could win. I think it's right now between her and Minnie. But we'll see in a couple weeks. And then by the time this airs, it'll have been long over. Yeah. So it'll be fun to find out. But thank you all for listening. And we will chat with you next week for more Canada 2. Remember, you're doing a great job. You're doing the best you can. And that is all you can do. And goodbye.
Bye.